Good morning, students. Welcome back to your history class. Children, in the previous class, we have already started with chapter 13, that is Life of the People in Maharashtra. In the previous class, we have studied various topics of this chapter, that is social conditions, customs and traditions, standard of living, education, travels and communication, sports, religion and conduct, women's life during the Peshwa era. Now, children, let's see some more points here in this chapter, that is sculpture, temples, ghats, paintings, literature, and drama. Now, let's see the first topic, that is sculpture. Children, here we find various references to restoration of Kasaba Ganpati Mandir, building of the Lal Mahal, constructions on Rajgarh and Raigad, building of sea forts, etc. And these all are related to architecture. Architecture means, children, constructions of various buildings. Hiroji Indulkar was a famous architect of that period. The Peshwa built underground pipes, small dams, gardens and courts, tanks, fountains, etc. Children, here we also get the various facilities provided by the government. As you know, we have the supply of water, so for that government used to build underground pipes. There used to be constructions of dams, so even that time Peshwas were constructing all that so that people could get the facilities. So the Peshwas built underground pipes, small dams, gardens and courts, tanks, fountains. While setting up a village, at that time the usual pattern was roads cutting one another at right angles. Children, in 6th standard also we have studied about Harappan civilization. So in that also we have studied the roads were cutting one another at right angles. So same way here during the time of Peshwa, when they were setting up the villages, their road pattern was they were cutting one another at right angles. Okay, now here there is one example. During the Peshwa period, a drinking water supply system was built like the one at Ahmednagar and Bijapur. Then children, baked as well as unbaked bricks were used to build the vadas. Children, there were the various vadas, or you can say mansions, great and large buildings, okay, were constructed at that time. So while constructing those mansions or palaces or great buildings, people were using baked as well as unbaked bricks. Like Shaniwar Vada and Vishram Bagwada in Pune, Sarkar Vada in Nashik, Raghunath Rao Peshwa's Vada at Kopargaon. Okay, so here there are different vadas, children, and for constructing the vadas they were using baked as well as unbaked bricks. Okay, now wood, wooden columns, rafts, boards, dressed stones, arches, finely prepared lime, round tiles for the roof, mud, and bamboo were all used in the constructions. Children, along with the baked and unbaked bricks, even they were using different materials like wooden columns, rafts, boards, dressed stones, arches, finely prepared lime, round tiles for the roof, and mud and bamboo. The vadas were decorated with sketches, paintings, wooden sculptures, and mirrors. One example of sculpture at Bhuleshwar temple. Now, temples we'll see, children. The temples of this period are built in the Hematpanti style of Yadava period. Children, there are the different style of construction of various buildings. So here, temples were constructed during the time of Peshwas. They used the Hematpanti style. The shikhar of the Ambabai temple at Kolhapur, the temples on the Jyotiba hill, Shambhu Mahadev temple at Shikhar, Shinganapur. These all are the excellent specimens of sculpture. Then the Bhavani temple on Pratapgarh and Sapkoteshwar temple at Goa were built by Shivaji Maharaj. Other temples of the Peshwa period are the Kalaram temple at Nashik, the Shiva temple at Trimbakeshwar. Now let's see about ghats. Stone ghats built on a river or at the confluence of rivers are characteristics of Marathe Shahi. Marathe Shahi. Here, children, ghats were constructed, okay, on a river or at the confluence of rivers. Confluence of rivers means, children, where two rivers join and they become one. Okay, so here ghats were constructed either on a river or at the confluence of river. Okay, or you can say confluence means, you can say, children, junction of rivers also. This is one of the characteristic means construction of ghats. The most remarkable specimen of a ghat is the one at Toke, then Pravara Sangam on the confluence of the Godavari and Pravara. Then in a flight of steps there would be one wide step at regular intervals. Children, when they were constructing the staircases, so in between they were constructing one wide step at regular intervals. This would lend beauty to the entire ghat construction. Now let's see about paintings. The paintings on the walls of Shaniwarwada are the important ones of the Peshwa period. Raghu, Tanaji, Anuprao, Shivram, Mankoji are some of the important painters of this period. Children, keep in mind, again I am repeating, Raghu, Tanaji, Anuprao, Shivram, Mankoji, these all are some of the important painters of the Peshwa period. The painter Gangaram Tambat was famous at the time of Savai Madhavrao Peshwa. The theme of those paintings were Dashavatra, Ganpati, Shankar, mythological stories, Ramayana, Mahabharata, festivals, and so on. Peshwas encouraged paintings, Vadas in the Pune, Satara, Menwali, Nashik, Chandwad, and Nipani regions during the Peshwa period had paintings on their walls. Temples at Pandeshwar, Morgaon, Pal, Benwadi near Pune have paintings on the walls. At Jamod in Vidarbha, Charitra paintings adorn the Jain temple. Now let's see, children, metal idols. Here, children, we are talking about the statues. Okay, metal statues. The Peshwas had specially commissioned the metal idols of Parvati and Ganpati in the Parvati temple for the purpose of puja. Wooden sculptures were also seen. Children, during the Peshwa period, there were the creations of the metal idols of god and goddess, that is Parvati and Ganpati, okay, in the Parvati temple for the purpose of puja. And some wooden sculptures were also seen. Now let's see literature, children. Here we will talk about the various books and written work of the time of the Peshwas. Important form of literature include the composition of the sants, mythological narratives, tika literature, OV, abhanga treatises, narrative poems, biographies, aratis of deities, povada, pakhas, historical letters. Now here, children, uh, different books, or you can say written work, was done during the time of Peshwa, like abhangas were written, then povadas in the form of the greatness, to present the form of the greatness of the various leaders and kings. Okay, bakhars were written to show the greatness of the Maratha leaders, then historical letters, then artis of various god and goddesses, then various mythological beliefs, stories. Okay, all these were written, biographies of the various kings and queens. Now let's see, children, one more art form, that is drama. At Tanjavur in the south, Marathi plays has emerged near the end of the 17th century. You know, children, drama means play. Okay, so this was developed at Tanjavur in the south. Okay, Marathi plays, they were developed at Tanjavur in south near the end of the 17th century. Sarfoji Raje encouraged this art. Songs, music, and dance were prominent part of these plays. You know, children, when people were doing dramas or plays, so music, song, and dance, these were the part of their dramas. So children, we have discussed of the various points, that how was the life of the people in Maharashtra during the time of Peshwas. I hope it is clear to all of you. Thank you.